遠い地平線が消えて深々とした夜の闇に心を休めるとき、遥か雲海の上を音もなく流れ去る気流は限りない宇宙の営みを告げています。満天の星をいただく果てしない光の海を豊かに流れゆく風に心を開けば、きらめく星座の物語も聞こえてくる夜のしじまのなんと饒舌なことでしょうか。光と影の境に消えていった遥かな地平線もまぶたに浮かんでまいります。日本航空があなたにお送りする音楽の定期便、ジェットストリーム。皆様の夜間飛行のお供をいたしますパイロットは私、城達也です。
おはよう。おはよう。
長い色敷石の遊歩道に人影もまばらな頃のことだ。その年はいくらか不十分な夏を過ごして、立ち並ぶホテルもカジノも海に突き出た水族館付きの桟橋も冴えない顔をしていた。遊歩道の下の砂浜に映画のセットみたいに並んだ天井なしのガラス囲いの海の家が、北海の風を隔てたデッキチェアに浮かぬ顔の海水浴客を集めていた頃、
I don't know what that dream is that you have. I don't care how disappointing it might have been as you've been working toward that dream. That dream that you're holding in your mind, that it's possible. That some of you already know that it's hard. It's not easy. It's hard changing your life. That in the process of working on your dreams, you are going to incur a lot of disappointment, a lot of failure, a lot of pain. There are moments when you're going to doubt yourself and say, God, why is this happening to me? I'm just trying to take care of my children and my mother. I'm not trying to steal or rob from anybody. Why did this have to happen to me? For those of you that have experienced some hardships, don't give up on your dream. Their rough times are going to come, but they have not come to stay. They have come to pass.
Greatness is not this wonderful, esoteric, elusive, God-like feature that only the special among us will ever taste. You know, it's something that truly exists in all of us.
It's very important for you to believe that you are the one. Most people, they raise a family, they earn a living, and then they die. They stop growing, they stop working on themselves, they stop stretching, they stop pushing themselves. That a lot of people like to complain, but they don't want to do anything about their situation. And most people don't work on their dreams. Why? One is because of fear. The fear of failure. What if things don't work out? And the fear of success. What if they do and I can't handle it? These are not risk takers.
You spend so much time with other people. You spend so much time trying to get people to like you. You know other people more than you know yourself. You studied them. You know about them. You want to hang out like them. You want to be just like them. And you know what? You've invested so much time in them, you don't know who you are. I challenge you to spend time by yourself.
It's necessary that you get the losers out of your life if you want to live your dream. But people who are running toward their dreams, life has a special kind of meaning.
When you become the right person, what you do is you start separating yourself from other people. You begin to have a certain uniqueness. As long as you're following other people, as long as you're being a copycat, you will never ever be the best copycat in the world. But you will be the best you could be. I'm challenging you to define your value.
That everybody won't see it. That everybody won't join you, that everybody won't have the vision. It's necessary to know that you are an uncommon breed. It's necessary that you align yourself with people and attract people into your business who are hungry, people who are unstoppable and unreasonable, people who are refusing to leave life just as it is and who want more. The people that are living their dream are finding winners to attach themselves to. The people that are living their dreams are the people that know that if it's going to happen, it's up to them.
If you want to be more successful, if you want to have and do stuff you ain't never done before, number two, I'm asking you to invest in you. To invest in you.
Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. That you don't have to go through life being a victim. And even though you face disappointments, you have to know within yourself that I can do this. Even if no one else sees it for me, I must see it for myself.
おはようございます。BGM にさせてもらいながら作業
This is
し
what
ま
I
す。
believe, and I'm willing to die for it. Period.
No matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it.
I want to represent
おはようご
an
ざいます。
idea. I want to represent possibilities.
And some of you right now, you want to be, you know what I'm saying? You want to go to the next level. I want to counsel. You know, I want to be an engineer. I want to be a doctor. Listen to me. You can't get to that level. You can't get to the level economically where you want to be until you start investing in your mind. You're not reading books. I'm challenging y'all to go to conferences. I dare you to invest time. I dare you to be alone. I dare you to spend an hour getting to know yourself. When you become who you are, when you become the person that you were created to be, designed to be who you were designed to be, when you become an individual, what you do is you take yourself and you start separating yourself from other people. I challenge you to get to a place where people don't like you, it don't even bother you no more. Why? Because you're not concerned with trying to make them happy, because you're trying to blow up. You're trying to get to the next level. I need you to invest in your mind. Invest in your mind. If you still
田中さんしばらくは英語のモチベーターの音声となっております。
Just take the first step.
That you can make your parents proud, you can make your school proud, you can touch millions of people's lives, and the world will never be the same again because you came this way. Don't let nobody steal your dream. After we face a rejection and a no, or we have a meeting and no one shows up, or somebody say, you can count on me, and they don't come through. What if we have that kind of attitude? The car's repossessed. Nobody believes in you. You've lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day and say to yourself, it's not over until I win.
ありがとうございます。
You can
電
live
話対
your
応で打ち
dream.
ます。 はい、頑張ってください。いいね。
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Pain is temporary. It may last for a minute, or an hour, or a day, or even a year. But eventually, it will subside, and something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it will last forever.
The margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second.
You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves, they want to tell you you can't. You want something, go get it. Period.
Don't be afraid to fail. You can't always win, but don't be afraid of making decisions.
You have to believe that something different can happen. He who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right.
That most of you say you want to be successful, but you don't want it bad. You just kind of want it. You don't want it badder than you want to party. You don't want it as much as you want to be cool. Most of you don't want success as much as you want to sleep.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us.
Dig deep down, ask yourselves, who do you want to be? Figuring out for yourselves what makes you happy, no matter how crazy it may sound to the people.
Make a choice, right? You just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide.
Why not? Why can't I be the MVP of the league? Why can't I be the best player in the league? I don't see why. Why can't I do that?
What did you say to the kid? It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. Get up. And don't ever give up.
We can stay here, get the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time.
To be able at any moment to sacrifice what you are for what you will become. Most of you won't be successful because when you're studying and you get tired, you quit. I don't do well in math. You're right. You ain't never studied. I'm not good in writing because you have never written before.
Talent you have naturally. Skill is only developed by hours and hours and hours of beating on your craft. If you are not making someone else's life better, then you're wasting your time.
Don't cry to give up. Cry to keep going. Don't cry to quit. You already in pain. You already hurt. Get a reward from it.
Now, if if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not point the finger saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Because every day is a new day. Every moment is a new moment. So now you got to go out and show them that I'm a different creature. Now, I'm going to show you how great I am.
The 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure.
Now, what are you gonna do?
Because limits, like fears, are often just an illusion.
Most of us go through life pretending that we don't have any special goals or ambitions or desires, when really deep down inside we do really want more. We block ourselves and we use these words almost like we're in a trance, like we're sleepwalking through life, that we find ways to cancel out our dreams, that a lot of things that we want to do, a lot of places we would like to go, a lot of things we would like to experience, and we just stop at but. But will cause you to hide out behind fear. But will cause you to come up with all type of excuses that you can validate your inaction and not acting on your dream. But is a dream killer. But most people, you know what they do? Most people go through life quietly and safely tiptoeing to an early grave. We've been holding back. We have ideas that we don't act on, things we want to do. We're afraid to take chances. See, a lot of people say no to things and they don't even know what they're saying no to. Don't allow but to keep you in the corner. There are a lot of people who say, but I tried once or twice and it didn't work out. And so they use that as an excuse not to ever come out again. Even if things don't work out, even if I experience defeat or failure, that does not make me a failure. It's a difference between failing and being a failure. If things don't work out, if you don't produce the results you want, that's all. But don't confuse who you are with the results that you produce. Do what you can, where you are with what you have, and never be satisfied. Yeah, don't get satisfied with yourself. Always know that wherever you are, you can enjoy more, that you deserve more. Why don't you decide now that you're going to expand your world, that if other people can learn, you can learn too. See, if you're working on your dream, sure there are going to be times you're going to want to give up. Sure there'll be times in life will knock you down and catch you on the blind side. But the challenge is to hold on. And if you hold on tenaciously, I say the universe is on your side. See, if you don't decide to act on your dream, if you don't decide to make a decision to live your life, if you don't decide to step into your fears, if you don't decide to say yes to your life, it will never work for you. You've got to live what's in you. Life is just too short and unpredictable. What do we say? But there'll always be tomorrow. Oh, no. There's no guarantees you're going to show up tomorrow. Always something there to build a case of why you can't move on, why you can't grow to the next level, why you can't begin to manifest your greatness, why you can't begin to live life on your terms. That you're going to say, it's not worth it? Yes, that's going to be right there for you. It's going to be in your face, telling you to go back. So if you want to do something, if you thought about something you want to do, take it head on. Life will never be the same again. Live your dream.
Is it possible for you to have all your dreams? Yes, it's possible. But the real question you should be asking yourself, have you made the decision? I can actually see people who are eating success up, and it's a poison. I see people successful, and when they get on the gram, they ain't said nothing about God and how God elevated them. I'm like, yep, you won't be here long. Yep, you building your own little kingdom. That's about to come down quick. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? Oh yeah, this is about you. You about self. You about to run out of fuel. You can't possibly go 30, 40 years on self. Self wasn't designed to go 30 years. For the wages of sin is death. Self always ends in death. We didn't start with prayer because we're unique and special. We didn't start praising God because we're unique and special. We did that because we know God is sitting up high, and God is like, this is very close to son. You gonna win the Nobel Prize. You gonna get all of that. Why? Because I know when you get it, you gonna brag about me. So I'm gonna make sure you get it. Oh, y'all didn't hear what I just said. I don't know who made the decision for the New York Times bestseller. I don't know who in LA decided that. USA did. I don't know who made that decision, but I know whoever made the decision the night before, just like his wife told him, whatever you do, don't touch Jesus. Take your hands off of him. You let them kill him. God is always going to have somebody in the room that's going to speak the right stuff. You think you got to work for it. You don't got to work for it. You just got to let him know, if you give it to me, I'm giving it straight back to you. And if you know he going to give it straight back, he going to give it to you. His wife woke up like, sweetheart, you done lost your mind. You done let Caesar convince you to kill this man. I promise you, you kill this man, that blood gonna be on us. Not in the church. It wasn't no church. Wasn't nobody listening to no gospel music. He was going through his regular day, and God and his angels spoke specifically to his wife. She said, "You a grown man. I can't tell you what to do, but if it was me, I'm gonna tell you what the angels told me. Don't touch me." I'm telling you right now, I don't know who at the New York Times, but God got it somebody in. We're number 9. So what does that mean? Somebody hit 1, somebody hit 2, somebody hit 3, somebody hit 4, somebody hit 5. We weren't on the list. And somebody was like, oh, have you considered Eric Thomas? Have you considered? I've seen this list that you have here. I said, seems like it's missing. Y'all going fast. Y'all getting the 10. Hold up. Y'all about to get the 10 real quick. There's a name missing. What's the name? Well, God told me last night that we should consider Eric Thomas, the hip-hop preacher. The what? The hippity-hop. If we put the hippity-hop on the list, he needs to be on the list. Are you hearing what I'm trying to tell y'all? Like, we got to the lowest number you can get and still, come on, y'all. Come on, 120? Come on, 120? So we're going to focus on one thing that we've already gone through, that we can help other people out, and we're going to give it all our energy. Y'all see where I'm going? Come on, come on, come on, come on. A lot of y'all, I need to make more money, so I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go over here, and I need this person to love me, so I'm going to be this, and I'm going to be that, and I want this to happen, so I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. Stay focused, stay right, stay right. I want to make a lot of money, so I'm going to stay right here. I want to make a lot of money, so I'm going to stay right here in my gift. I want my spouse to love me, so I'm going to be predictable. I'm going to stay right here. Come on, y'all. So Didi was like, you know, Eric is a very high flight attendant, so he's very emotional. I'm not. But Didi was like, yo, I found myself when he fussing and cussing, and I don't literally cuss, but fussing. She was like, I found myself fussing too, and cussing. And she was like, yo, I had to stop because that's not even who I am. So Didi was like, there's no way God is going to be able to bless our marriage and rid it of arguing if I join in with something that is not even my gift. That's his gift, of getting loud and being passionate. I don't even do that. So watch this, y'all. My wife got laser focused and stopped fussing and cussing and arguing. She got laser focused. She prayed, and God gave her the answer. So every time I'm like, she's like, oh, She don't even say nothing. She just get her phone and start recording. Like, oh, no, keep going. I'm about to put this online. Oh, no, they need to see this Eric Thomas right here. We're going to put this up on the next podcast. Oh, I promise you, every time she hit that record, boy, I'm like, whoa, whoa, shorty. What's up? Because I know D ain't going to have no problems in the marriage, boy. Like, cue that up, Isaiah, right there. Eric acting a fool for me. Cue that one up. She switched the game and stopped coming over to me fussing and fussing. Because she don't even fuss. And she said, we're going to stay right here and I'm going to pray and we're just going to push record. And if you want me to get 30 seconds of it, I can get 30. You want to keep going and get a minute, we can go a minute. We can do as long as you want to do. And then we just going to drop it on 3 a.m. Instead of your little speech, we're going to drop this one up here at 3 a.m. for the people so they can hear this one. I promise y'all, that's the whole, when she was fussing with me, I was going, ah, when the recorder, blah. I'm just being real. God gave it up. You all over here. You all over here. If you're going to get up at 4, pray, pray. If you're going to get up at 6, pray, pray. If you're going to get in your word, get in your word. It doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. Stay predictable. Stay consistent. And then God going to open up doors. Am I talking to somebody? So we got the 3 things. We're going to go 120. And we're going to stay who we supposed to be, and we're going to stop letting things keep pull us out of our. So you here. So figure out one of the 3. Figure it out. Figure out what's that thing you've gone through that when you overcome it. You know what some of y'all trying to do? Some of y'all are trying to be a poster child for something you haven't even overcome yet. I'm just being real. Like, the reason why people fool with me, because this really what happened in my life, and I really overcame it. Like, I've really forgiven people. I ain't on that. I ain't holding nobody hostage. I really don't have no expectations for people. Not in a bad way, but I'm not gonna put my expectations on you. Like, I ain't on that. I'm really free. Like, I'm really like, people say you wrote the book, it was so much transparency, it could have been more if the publishing company could handle it. And you ain't seen transparency yet.
I have the pleasure to present to you Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr.
I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. 50 years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today, signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak
Gotten to a college graduate. The first story is about connecting the dots. I dropped out of Reed College after the first 6 months, but then stayed around as a drop-in for another 18 months or so before I really quit. So why'd I drop out? It started before I was born. My biological mother was a young, unwed graduate student, and she decided to put me up for adoption. She felt very strongly that I should be adopted by college graduates, so everything was all set for me to be adopted at birth by a lawyer and his wife. Except that when I popped out, they decided at the last minute that they really wanted a girl. So my parents, who were on a waiting list, got a call in the middle of the night asking, "We've got an unexpected baby boy. Do you want him?" They said, "Of course." My biological mother found out later that my mother had never graduated from college and that my father had never graduated from high school. She refused to sign the final adoption papers. She only relented a few months later when my parents promised that I would go to college. This was the start in my life. And 17 years later, I did go to college. But I naively chose a college that was almost as expensive as Stanford. And all of my working class parents' savings were being spent on my college tuition. After 6 months, I couldn't see the value in it. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, and no idea how college was going to help me figure it out. And here I was, spending all of the money my parents had saved their entire life. So I decided to drop out and trust that it would all work out okay. It was pretty scary at the time, but looking back, it was one of the best decisions I ever made. The minute I dropped out, I could stop taking the required classes that didn't interest me and begin dropping in on the ones that looked far more interesting. It wasn't all romantic. I didn't have a dorm room, so I slept on the floor in friends' rooms. I returned Coke bottles for the 5-cent deposits to buy food with. And I would walk the 7 miles across town every Sunday night to get one good meal a week at the Hare Krishna temple. I loved it. And much of what I stumbled into by following my curiosity and intuition turned out to be priceless later on. Let me give you one example. Reed College at that time offered perhaps the best calligraphy instruction in the country. Throughout the campus, every poster, every label on every drawer was beautifully hand calligraphed. Because I had dropped out and didn't have to take the normal classes, I decided to take a calligraphy class to learn how to do this. I learned about serif and sans serif typefaces, about varying the amount of space between different letter combinations, about what makes great typography great. It was beautiful, historical, artistically subtle in a way that science can't capture, and I found it fascinating. None of this had even a hope of any practical application in my life. But 10 years later, when we were designing the first Macintosh computer, it all came back to me. And we designed it all into the Mac. It was the first computer with beautiful typography. If I had never dropped in on that single course in college, the Mac would have never had multiple typefaces or proportionally spaced fonts. And since Windows just copied the Mac, it's likely that no personal computer would have them. If I had never dropped out, I would have never dropped in on that calligraphy class, and personal computers might not have the wonderful typography that they do. Of course, it was impossible to connect the dots looking forward when I was in college, but it was very, very clear looking backwards 10 years later. Again, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust.
さあ働くところもできてきた。さあお互いが月給も上がった。まだこれ以上上げられる。しかしこれからただ働く、ただ月給が上がるだけでは済まないんです。皆さん、人間というものは生きている間は短いんです。せめてその短い生きている間、今よりもいい生活環境を作って人生を楽しみながら、この世に生まれた喜びを感じながら、親も子も孫も一緒に楽しい人生が送られるような社会を作ることが第一であります。皆さん、確かにまずテレビもできました。洗濯機もできました。車も買えるようになったかもしれません。しかしさあうちを作らなければならないという時に、これから理想的な生活環境を作るのがまず第一なのであります。しかし大阪や東京行ってごらんなさい。呼吸を って飛び込んでくるような時代じゃありませんか。こういう社会環境、こういう生活環境ではダメなんです。少なくとも自分の周りに緑を、そしてきれいな空気を、きれいな水を、大自然の中から生まれた人間の生命です。皆さん、生命をこれから保持していくためには、やはり生活環境を良くしなければなりません。日本の国民所得や国民総生産は大きくはなりましたが、社会環境の整備という面から社会資本の蓄積率をアメリカと比べるとまだ4分の1なのであります。東京は一体どうでしょう。ニューヨークの3分の1しか道路はないんです。大阪の道路は一体どうでしょう。全面積の 9% しか道路はないんです。アメリカ並みにするには4倍、築36、全大阪の道路面積を4倍にしなければニューヨーク並みにはならないのであります。そういうような状態を良くするためにはどうしますか。すなわち社会資本を蓄積しなければならないんです。そして生活環境を良くしなければならない。皆さん、独立と自由というものでは、独立と自由は備えなくしていられるものではありません。皆さん、しかも外交と防衛上の失敗はやり直しが効かないのであります。皆さん、自由民主党がどんなに叩かれてもいじめられても日本の安全は守らなければならないのであります。皆さん、そんなにいいことばかりやっておっても同じ人が20年もやっておると選手交代になるもんです。ところが自由民主党があのぐらいいじめられ、あのぐらい嫌がらせを毎日続けられておっても国民皆様は自民党に300議席も与える。それはなぜか。それは自民党の言ってることは本当だからなんです。そう思いませんか皆さん。本当ですよ。皆さん、本当にそこを考えてください。独立と平和というものは、独立と自由というものはどんなものよりも重要なものとして我々は守らなければならないんです。我々の生命は短い。しかし我々よりも我々の子供や孫の時代、日本人の生命はまだ悠久なのであります。皆さん、戦争もやってみたじゃありませんか。そして大地に叩きつけられて戦争というものがどんなに辛いものかということを骨の髄まで知った日本人じゃありませんか皆さん。その日本人が全世界に新しい平和を求めて新しい日本を作ろうとしておるんです。そして全世界の全人類の平和のために貢献をしようとしておるんじゃありませんか皆さん。戦後の短い間に社会保障の制度だけはヨーロッパ並みになりました。しかし中身はまだヨーロッパの半分ぐらいであります。しかし皆さん、自信を持っていいんです。今までのような状態ではないんです。アメリカよりもイギリスよりもフランスよりも西ドイツよりも貿易収支の黒字国は日本だけだと言われておるではありませんが、日本は国際収支で黒字が多すぎる、貿易で働きすぎるからこんなに日本が働いておっては日本は国際的にいじめられるというような状態になっておるではありませんか。ようやく日本人の汗と涙と努力の結晶はこのような経済的基盤を作ったのであります。この経済的拡充された基盤を元として社会保障の中身を完備していくことができるのであります。皆さん、私はいろんなことを申し上げるまでもなく、これからは今までの蓄積を基盤にして、そして理想的な日本の社会保障を完備しようというのであります。皆さん、我々も大地を這いのめずるような努力をしながら今日を迎えました。戦後25だった人は50になり、50の人は75になり、75の人は100になるんです。皆さん、本当に大地を這いのめずるような苦労をしてきたこの人たちをお年寄りになったら誰が一体面倒を見るんですか。お互いが働いて面倒を見る以 いにはないのであります。皆さん、本当にお年寄りにご苦労様でございました。この世に生まれたことを喜んでくださいというには、我々が働いてお年寄りは我々の責任において担っていかなきゃならないんです。皆さん、自分たちが働かないで、自分たちが努力をしないで、どうして一体老人を大事にするような良き社会ができるのでありましょう。皆さん、お互いみんなやっぱり年寄りになるんです。だから今老人対策を行いながら、お互いが年寄りになった時も社会が公共の力でお年寄りの面倒を見るような制度を完備することこそ真の日本の社会保障の拡充でなくて何でありましょう。皆さん、親たちが我々のために汗を流してくれたように、我々も子供のためにもう一汗を流そうという考えのもとに初めて理想的な日本が築き上げられるのであります。自由民主党は過去も現在も将来も1000年の将来に向かって新しいたくましい日本を築き上げようと考えておるのであります。
And if you can't treat someone from another race or a different color skin with dignity and respect, then you need to get out. Reach for your phones. I'm serious. Reach for your phones. Grab your phones. I want you to videotape this so that you have it, so that you can use it. So that we all have the moral courage together. This is our institution. And if you need it, and you need my words, then you keep these words. And you use them, and you remember them, and you share them, and you talk about them. If you can't treat someone with dignity and respect, then get out.
Years. To me, basic SEAL training was a lifetime of challenges crammed into 6 months. If I have learned anything in my time traveling the world, it is the power of hope. The power of one person, a Washington, a Lincoln, King, Mandela, and even a young girl from Pakistan, Malala. One person can change the world by giving people hope. Finally, in SEAL training, there's a bell. A brass bell that hangs in the center of the compound for all the students to see. All you have to do to quit is ring the bell. Ring the bell, and you no longer have to wake up at 5 o'clock. Ring the bell, and you no longer have to be in the freezing cold swims. Ring the bell, and you no longer have to do the runs, the obstacle course, the PT, and you no longer have to endure the hardships of training. All you have to do is ring the bell to get out. If you want to change the world, don't ever, ever ring the bell. If you do these things, the next generation and the generations that follow will live in a world far better than the one we have today. And what started here will indeed have changed the world for the better. So the university's slogan is, what starts here changes the world. Well, I've got to admit, I kind of like it. What starts here changes the world. But changing the world can happen anywhere, and anyone can do it. So what starts here can indeed change the world. But the question is, what will the world look like after you change it? I have a few suggestions that may help you on your way to a better world. I've been a Navy SEAL for 36 years, but it all began when I left UT for basic SEAL training in Coronado, California. To me, basic SEAL training was a lifetime of challenges crammed into 6 months. So here are the 10 lessons I learned from basic SEAL training that hopefully will be of value to you as you move forward in life. Every morning in SEAL training, we were required to make our bed to perfection. If you did it right, the corners would be square, the covers would be pulled tight, the pillow centered just under the headboard, and the extra blanket folded neatly at the foot of the rack. It was a simple task, mundane at best. It seemed a little ridiculous at the time, particularly in light of the fact that we were aspiring to be real warriors, tough, battle-hardened SEALs. But the wisdom of this simple act has been proven to me many times over. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made, that you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. So if you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. During training, the students are all broken down into boat crews. Each crew is 7 students, 3 on each side of a small rubber boat, and 1 coxswain to help guide the dinghy. In the winter, the surf off San Diego can get to be 8 to 10 feet high, and it is exceedingly difficult to paddle through the plunging surf unless everyone digs in. Every paddle must be synchronized to the stroke count of the coxswain. Everyone must exert equal effort, or the boat will turn against the wave and be unceremoniously dumped back on the beach. For the boat to make it to its destination, everyone must paddle. You can't change the world alone. You will need some help. And to truly get from your starting point to your destination takes friends, colleagues, the goodwill of strangers, and a strong coxswain to guide you. If you want to change the world, find someone to help you paddle. Over a few weeks of difficult training, my SEAL class, which started with 150 men, was down to just 42. There were now 6 boat crews of 7 men each. I was in the boat with the tall guys, but the best boat crew we had was made up of the little guys, the Munchkin crew, we called them. No one was over 5'5". The Munchkin boat crew had 1 American Indian, 1 African American, 1 Polish American, 1 Greek American, 1 Italian American, and 2 tough kids from the Midwest. They out-paddled, outran, and outswam all the other boat crews. The big men in the other boat crews would always make good-natured fun of the tiny little flippers the Munchkins put on their tiny little feet prior to every swim. But somehow these little guys from every corner of the nation and the world always had the last laugh, swimming faster than everyone and reaching the shore long before the rest of us. SEAL training was a great equalizer. Nothing mattered but your will to succeed, not your color, not your ethnic background, not your education, not your social status. If you want to change the world, measure a person by the size of their heart, not by the size of their flippers. Several times a week, the instructors would line up the class and do a uniform inspection. It was exceptionally thorough. Your hat had to be perfectly starched, your uniform immaculately pressed, your belt buckle shiny and void of any smudges. But it seemed that no matter how much effort you put into starching